For 6 years, my mother-in-law ruined our Valentine's Day. You chose her over your mother, she screamed. This time, she paid the price. Evelyn had practiced timing for 5 years. A problem would arise 45 minutes before Ethan and I were supposed to eat dinner every February 13th. In year 2, her car broke down. We had our anniversary at a mechanic. Strange stomach bugs forced Ethan to stay the night in year 3. I ate alone takeout. In 4th grade, she needed him to break a window to escape. The year before last was my favorite. We discovered her neighbor's cat had knocked down a lamp when she called screaming about a break-in. That year, I planned. I changed our dinner reservation to lunch and told Evelyn we were going out the following weekend. Valentine's Day. We were getting ready when his phone rang at 11:32 a.m., saying, "Don't answer it." He watched the screen. "It's Mom." Let it go to voicemail. 3 more calls. Then mine rang. He asked, "What if it's really serious?" "It's never serious." We ordered bar snacks. Ethan's sister's text vibrated his phone. "Mom is hospitalized. Heart attack. Arrive now." The color left his face. Dinner was abandoned and we drove to the county general. Claire, his sister, was waiting, looking at her phone without crying or worrying. "Where is she?" Ethan demanded. Claire wondered. "Mom. Who? What? You texted she had a heart attack." "No, I didn't." Ethan showed her his phone. Claire's eyes widened. "I've been at brunch all morning." A nurse asked. "Are you here for Evelyn?" "Is she okay?" Ethan asked. "She's fine," said the nurse. "She checked herself in and claimed to have chest pains. All testing came back normal. She has been asking for you for the past hour." Claire grabbed Ethan's arm. "Show me your phone." She checked her messages. "I did not text you. My previous message was 3 days ago." "So how?" "Mom has access to my iCloud," Claire said, "because I had phone problems last year." Evelyn used Claire's account to text, stage an emergency, and get hospitalized. She was sitting up in bed in room 418 with her saddest expression. "Oh, thank God you're here," she exclaimed. "I was so scared." "Mom," I said. Her face changed. Concern was replaced by calculation. "I don't know what you mean." "You sent that text from Claire's iCloud." Evelyn studied. "You're paranoid." Ethan stared at his mother like he'd never seen her. "All those years," he said calmly. "Valentine's Day. Every. None of it was real." The mask fell. "So what?" Evelyn snapped. "You chose her over your own mother. Someone should remind you of your priorities. You faked a heart attack, and you would have ignored a real one." A suit-clad man, a briefcase-carrying woman and a hospital administrator entered. Detective Harris and Evelyn Morrison. "We must discuss emergency service fraud and account access." Evelyn turned white. She opened her briefcase. "I'm representing Claire, who is being charged with identity theft." Claire shrugged. "I called them while you were driving." Ethan stared at me. "Checked iCloud activity. She has been reading my messages for 9 months." 9 months? Ethan whispered. "How else do you suppose she knows what Ryan and I have planned?" Detective took handcuffs. Evelyn wailed as she was dragged. A nurse approached with a clipboard. "I need someone to sign the discharge papers. She is being transferred to county custody." Phone vibrated for Ethan. Staring at the TV turned him gray. I asked, "What?" Turned toward me. A text from his European-based father arrived. Ryan phoned. "What's with Evelyn and Claire?" "My 53 missed calls." "Why?" This short film couldn't accommodate what happened next. See more below. We stood in the hospital hallway with Ethan staring at his phone like it was exploding. "Your dad's been in Barcelona for 4 weeks, I whispered. "How can he know anything?" Claire approached with arms crossed. "Ryan called when I filed charges to let Richard know before he found his wife in county jail." "This is insane," Ethan said. "This whole day has been insane." Richard's name appeared on his phone. "Answer it," I said. Ethan hit the speaker. "What's up, Dad?" Richard sounded threatening. "Ryan told me Evelyn was arrested for what?" "Identity theft." "No way. She hacked Claire's iCloud," Ethan. "Sent a fake text from Claire's phone saying she'd had a heart attack, then checked herself into the hospital to ruin your Valentine's dinner." "To ruin every Valentine's dinner," I said. "This is the 6th year." Silence then. "I need to call my lawyer." "Your lawyer?" Claire interrupted. "Dad, she's done crimes. Several offenses. She has been reading my private messages for 9 months. Claire's voice made noise. Her knowledge of Ryan and my plans, problems, and fights was used against us. Richard exhaled. Taxi ride. Don't move her until I get there. He hung up. Ethan addressed me. He's going to try to fix this. Of course he is, Claire said coldly. He always does. We needed a seat in the hospital cafeteria, neither of us hungry. Evelyn's tragic death occurred outside room 418. I should have known, Claire said, stirring cold coffee. Last month Ryan and I disagreed on whether to tell her we were going to Portland. The next day she calls, crying about how no one tells her anything and how she is losing her family. Was she aware of your move? So I asked. We hadn't told anyone, not even Ethan. She looked at her brother. Ryan wanted confirmation of his job offer. I avoided jinxing it. Ethan stroked his cheek. What else did she know? Everything. Claire opened her phone and browsed her iCloud activity history. She even read my therapy journal. She checked my mails 312 times in 9 months. My photos. I leaned in. The timestamps were damning. Daily accesses occurred at 1:30 and 6:45 a.m. She was obsessed, I said. She was controlling, Claire said. Difference. An SMS from Richard alerted Ethan with 25 minutes left. We should return upstairs, I said. No going back, Claire said. Detective Harris received my statement. I signed paperwork. I'm finished. No, Claire. She stood. I am not watching Dad bail her out. I'm not listening to excuses. She abused my privacy for several months. She pretended to have a medical emergency. She impersonated me. She said. She destroyed any trust I had left. From the corner, tall, silent Ryan appeared with friendly eyes, arms around Claire. Let's go home. They left. The smell of overcooked veggies and antiseptics surrounded Ethan and me. I should go up, he said. Do you want me to come? He paused. No. I watched him walk to the elevators, shoulders depressed, the same man who was excited about nice appetizers 5 hours earlier before his mother ruined our Valentine's Day again. I called my best friend Mia, as usual, when things got crazy. How's your romantic lunch? She said. We're at County General. What? Evelyn was arrested. I told Mia about the fake text, iCloud intrusion, and 9 months of spying. I loved her silence. Are they charging her? Detective Harris seemed serious, and Claire is pressing charges for identity theft. She should. Richard is on his way from the airport to repair it. Of course he is, Mia groaned. How is Ethan taking it? He looks like someone ran over his childhood dog. Their mother, a narcissist, has been destroying their marriage for years. He should be relieved, I agreed. But it's still his mom. Yeah. You pause. Are you okay? Sitting in a hospital cafeteria on Valentine's Day, my mother-in-law is being booked. Do you want me to come? I've had better holidays. I can get there in 35 and thank you. I will call you later. Hanging up. I bought another coffee I didn't want and ignored our discarded appetizers. Ethan returned 35 minutes later, pale and red-eyed. He's here, he said. Is Richard with her lawyer? I called him from the taxi. Someone who handles white-collar crimes. He fixed his seat. Mom's crying, saying she was scared, that she's been having panic attacks about losing us. Loved ones? The lawyer says restitution and community service may reduce her charges to a misdemeanor. What about Claire's charges? Richard is going to talk to her and try to persuade her to drop them. That's not fair. I know. He saw me. I know it's not, but he's frightened she's going to jail. She should be terrified. She committed crimes. Multiple crimes, he said. Detective Harris was very clear about the plural. We sat. As the night shift began, people left the cafeteria. Bad ringtones were playing on a phone. I need to say something, Ethan explained carefully. I waited. I apologize for everything. Every Valentine's Day, I made excuses for her and told you to let it go. He grabbed my hand. You hoped your mother loved you? She loves me. That is what makes it so messed up. She loves me so much that she can't bear the thought of me loving someone else. Holding his hand. What would you like to do? No idea. Richard wants us to wait. He's arranging bail. I meant long term. Your relationship with her. What would you change? Long silence. I thought borders were harsh. Truly loving someone means accepting their flaws and issues. I believe that boundaries are the only way to prevent love from becoming poisonous. Richard arrived at 9:47 p.m. in his travel clothes, fancy coat, and designer luggage, looking like a corporate executive who could solve any problem with money. He said, "She's being released," without explanation. "Bail paid. Lawyer thinks he can negotiate." "What about Claire?" So I asked. "I'm handling it. She can file charges." "I know." Richard's jaw stiffened. "But this family shouldn't be torn apart over a misunderstanding." "Is there misunderstanding?" Ethan rose. "It's true. Dad, she hacked Claire's phone for 9 months. That is a felony. Your mother's been struggling since you married." He glared at me. "This has been hard on her." I snapped at, "Hard on her? I'm sorry our marriage has been so difficult. That's not what I meant." "What did you mean?" Ethan interrupted. "Because it sounded like you're blaming us for her choices." Jet lag and fatigue made Richard wipe his eyes. "I'm trying to keep this family together, something you two don't seem interested in." "We're interested in having healthy relationships," I said. "That's different. Healthy relationships require forgiveness. Forgiveness requires accountability first." Richard broke first. "She wants to see you, both of you." "No," he said. "She's your wife who faked a heart attack to manipulate me." "She made a mistake." Ethan repeated, "She makes a mistake every year." And everyone looked. "Every year she sabotages us, and every year you excuse it." "I make no excuses. I'm burying a problem as usual." Richard blushed. "Watch your tone." "Or what? Will you hack my iCloud?" Richard retreated. "I'm going to pretend you didn't say that." "Don't. I meant it." Ethan grabbed his coat to leave. "Tell Evelyn we'll talk when she admits her guilt. Actually, admit. Not this I made a mistake. Support Claire's choice." We left without looking back, got in our car and sat in the garage. "I told my dad off," Ethan said. "You did? Doing that is new to me." "Feels how?" He considered. "Scary, but also right." I started the car. "Let's go home on Valentine's Day." "Barely. Takeout is available. Maple's Italian restaurant. Does it stay open late?" "Only one way to find out." It was miraculous that Marco's lights were on when we arrived, and the owner recognized us. "Ah, the young couple. Where have you been? I saved you the good corner table." "We got delayed," I said. "Valentine's Day delay? That's bad." He clucked his tongue. Come. I'll make you something special. Fix this terrible day." He did, serving us wine, bruschetta, and fresh pasta with cream sauce without asking questions and keeping the mood light. "What's funny?" "This is our first Valentine's dinner in 6 years," Ethan said, twirling the linguine. "Valentine's night." "Close enough." "To boundaries," he said, raising his glass. "To boundaries," I said. We clinked glasses, ate pasta, and pretended not to think about Evelyn in county jail, Richard's rage, and Claire's 9 months of privacy violations. Ethan's phone vibrated at midnight. Claire texted, "Thank you. Ryan said hello and loves you." She never says I love you in texts. Today was a lot. "Do you think Marco has dessert?" "Yeah." He put his phone away. Only one way to find out. 2 spoons of tiramisu. We ate it slowly to prolong the night and enjoy it because tomorrow would bring consequences, decisions, and difficult conversations. Ethan's and my phones lit up like Christmas trees the next morning with 21 missed calls, mostly from Richard, though Evelyn's and an unknown number made calls. "Should we listen?" Coffee in hand, I asked. "Probably the unknown number is Detective Harris." "Detective Harris of County General needs Mr. Morrison to call me about your mother's case. New information has surfaced." "New info?" Doomful. The speaker was called back by Ethan. The first ring was answered by Detective Harris. "Mr. Morrison, thank you for calling back. What's up? We looked through your sister's phone records and found more than the iCloud breach." "What else?" "Your mother was also accessing financial accounts through your sister's saved passwords, specifically a joint savings account your sister shares with her partner." My stomach sank. "What?" Ethan became white. "Financial accounts?" $27,400 was withdrawn over 7 months. Small quantities. $650 here, $950 there, always just below the threshold that would set off fraud alerts. "Oh my God. Your sister filled out a police report this morning. We're adding wire fraud and grand larceny to the charges." Ethan sat down. "Does my father know?" "He was there when your sister reported." Detective Harris paused. "He offered restitution immediately. Your sister declined." "Good. One more thing. Your mother's computer screenshots of your bank's login page with password reset options showed she intended to access your accounts. She was trying to hack our accounts too. It seems so. We'd like you two to come in and make statements. It was quiet driving to the police station. Whatever are you saying? Not only was your mother-in-law controlling, a thief, she stole from her own children. Claire and Ryan were there with a family financial crimes lawyer, not Richard's corporate attorney. Hey, she said, seeing us. Sorry, Claire, Ethan said. It is not your fault. You sounded off. I should have believed you. You trusted Mom, most would. Tired, she had red eyes. Richard's been calling all morning, offering money, begging me to drop it. Are you going? No. Her voice was firm. Ryan and I were saving for a home with nearly $34,000. She took a third and planned to keep taking until we had nothing. We'll pay you back, Ethan said. Whatever she took, that's not the point. He breathed. The point is, she chose to steal from us, from her own daughter, and I'm done protecting her from consequences. Detective Harris left Mr. Morrison, we await you. We gave statements for 3.5 hours. Evelyn had access to the emergency funds we shared. No, we saw nothing suspicious. Yes, we would change all our passwords immediately. Yes, we knew this was a criminal case. After 2:30 p.m., we left without eating. Ryan suggested lunch, but no one was hungry. Now what? So I asked. Arraignment tomorrow, the lawyer said. Given the amount stolen and the premeditation, she'll likely face significant charges. Prison time? Ethan hissed. The lawyer softened. Possibly, though first-time offenders with means frequently receive plea deals. I know this is hard, but your sister did the right thing. Our coats blew in the February wind as we walked to our cars. Richard's going to lose it, Ethan said. Richard allowed this, Claire said. He stared at her brother. When she did something wrong, he'd smooth it over, pay people off, make excuses. I love Dad, but he created this situation as much as she did. What are you planning to do? She squeezed Ethan's hand. Ryan and I are moving to Portland, as planned. Perhaps sooner now. We require distance. This is not about you. You are not her. You did not do this. But I can't keep living in the same city with them, always waiting for the next boundary violation or manipulation. I get it. He embraced her. Call me later. Yeah. Claire and Ryan drove off. I stood with Ethan in the parking lot. Marco's again? I advised. Marco again? He agreed. Nighttime Richard arrived at our house. He didn't call or text. He rang the doorbell at 8:37 p.m. Door opened by Ethan. Let's talk, Dad. With deeper lines and haunted eyes, Richard looked older than yesterday. He sat on our couch like he'd never seen one. Claire won't answer my calls, he said. Can you blame her? I'm trying to fix this. You can't fix this, I said. Not with money, not with lawyers, not with anything. This is my wife and your mother. There are financial charges. That's serious. Prison time. She stole from her own daughter. Ethan asked, what did you expect? I expected family to stand together. We are standing together with Claire. He blushed. You're choosing your sister over your mother. I'm choosing the person who was victimized over the person who committed crimes. Yes, she's struggling. She needs help, not punishment. She needs consequences, I said. There's a difference. Simple for you to say. She's not your mother. Bitter words meant to hurt. No, I agree, she's not. My mother respects boundaries, privacy, and my adulthood and decision-making. Richard rose. I came here hoping we could figure this out as a family. We're not a family, Ethan whispered. This is not how you want us to be. We're a group of people who share the same DNA and have been pretending dysfunction is normal. That is not fair. The fairness is complete. Mom manipulates. You allow. Claire and I coped by being overly responsible and maintaining peace. That's unhealthy. That is not family. So what? You done? Just like that? We're done pretending, Ethan said. Richard grabbed his coat, walked to the door and stopped. She wants you both. She wants to explain. I'm sure she does. Would you at least consider it? Ethan regarded me. I shrugged. His choice. He said, maybe, finally. After the arraignment, after we see if she takes accountability, real accountability, not the performance she's so good at. Richard went. We heard him start and drive away. Marcos? Ethan asked. We can't keep eating Marcos every night. Why not? Is our Valentine's Day disaster tradition. I couldn't help laughing. Fine, Marcos. Carbonara is my order this time. Live dangerously. Our small city was quiet at night, and Marcos was nearly empty by midweek. The owner grinned when we approached. 2 nights. Ah, the young couple has returned. This is love. If only he knew. We met Claire and Ryan at the courthouse at 9:15 a.m. Richard was already there with Evelyn's lawyer and Evelyn, who looked small and fragile with flawless hair and makeup. Her face lit up when she saw us. Ethan. Oh, sweetie. Thank God you are here. She approached. He retreated. Don't, he said. Her smile shifted. Darling. I know you're upset. I am not upset. I am done. Done, she said, looking at Richard, the lawyer, and then back at Ethan. What do you mean by done, no longer playing this game? Game? No game. I am your mother. You are a woman who stole $27,400 from my sister, hacked her phone, and has been manipulating us for years. His quiet voice was more devastating than shouting. And I'm done, Evelyn cried. Are they real or staged? No longer discernible. How can you say that after all I've done for you? Besides sabotaging every relationship I've tried? I protected you from what? Happiness. Evelyn's arm was touched by the lawyer. Morrison, should we go inside? No, she said, turning to Claire. You turned your brother against me. You were always jealous. Don't. Tall, strong, and protective, Ryan intervened. Don't talk to her. Evelyn looked surprised, as if servants couldn't speak. Excuse me. You've heard me. Don't talk to Claire. Don't look at her. Do not contact her ever again. You can't tell me. I absolutely can. Ryan's soft, polite voice hid steel. You violated her privacy, stole her money, and now play the victim. It's disgusting. Richard moved forward. Now wait just a minute. No, Claire interrupted. Ryan's right. I'm done, Mother. Completely done. After today we're moving. You won't have our address, numbers, or anything. You can't. Watch me. The bailiff announced. State versus Morrison. All parties inside. Evelyn sat with Richard and her lawyer, while we sat with Claire and Ryan. The divide was clear. In her early 60s, the judge had silver hair and sharp eyes. She reviewed the charges with a look that said she'd seen this before, suburban family drama in her courtroom. Mrs. Morrison, you face identity theft, computer hacking, wire fraud, and grand larceny charges. What's your plea? Evelyn's attorney said, Not guilty, Your Honor. Noted. Bail is $60,000. Trial date to be determined. Miss Morrison looked at Claire. I know you're the main victim. Yes, Honor. A restraining order was requested. Yes. Granted, Claire Morrison and Ryan Hughes are not to contact Mrs. Evelyn Morrison. 0 calls, texts, emails, or third-party contacts. Violation warrants immediate arrest. Clear? Evelyn exclaimed, You can't. The gavel fell. I just did. Next case. Richard tried again outside the courthouse. This is insane. She's your mother, your family. Being family doesn't give her the right to commit crimes, Claire said. It was wrong. Claire said. Premeditated theft over 7 months. Ryan shielded Claire. Stop minimizing it. I'm not. Richard looked at his kids. Fine, want to leave her? Go ahead. Do not cry to me when you realize your mistake. We won't, Ethan said. Richard left. Evelyn ran after him. We watched 2 people who would rather hide dysfunction than face it leave. Marcos? I said. Marcos. All agreed. We discussed Claire and Ryan's move, our new passwords, boundaries, and life without Evelyn over carbonara and wine. When are you leaving? So I asked. Ryan said, 2 weeks, I already gave notice at work. Claire is getting a remote job. That fast? We've been planning this for months, Claire said. The Portland job offer arrived in December. We were awaiting the right moment. Does Richard know? He does now. Mom found out from my texts and started the guilt campaign immediately. How bad? Bad. Claire swirled her wine, crying about being abandoned, threatening to cut me off and calling me ungrateful. Used to feel guilty. I feel relieved now. Ethan raised his glass. To Portland. To Portland, we repeated. Marco brought tiramisu and cannoli. For both young couples. Good stuff. This is family. He had no idea he was right. August 19th was the trial date, 7 months away. Evelyn's lawyer sought a plea deal, community service, restitution, probation, no jail time. Claire turned down all offers. She needs to face actual consequences, she told her lawyer. Not rich people effects. Local, then regional, media reported it. Rich mother accused of hacking daughter's accounts. Money, family drama and Valentine's Day fueled the story. Richard failed to stop coverage. Her lawyer advised Evelyn to remain silent. Instead, she cried in an interview about how her children had abandoned her and how she only wanted to be close to them. Interviewer inquired about stolen money. That's a misunderstanding, Evelyn cried. Emergency assistance was available. I never thought. Her lawyer pulled her out of the studio, ending the interview. Ethan called me laughing after watching it at work. She exacerbated it. How? There's video evidence of her claiming she authorized access. Claire's lawyer rejoiced. Your mother is her own worst enemy. Always has been. We helped Claire and Ryan pack, loaded the U-Haul and said goodbye in our driveway in early March. Claire hugged me and said, "Promise you'll visit." Promise. And watch Ethan. He acts tough, but I know. She looked at her brother. Are you okay? Getting there. Therapy began last week. Good. She kissed his cheek. Call me. Real calls, not texts. I will. Ryan started the truck, waved and drove off. U-Haul vanished around the corner while we stood there. Feel weird? So I asked. Ethan wrapped his arm around me. But also lighter. Lighter's good. Marco's. We must find other restaurants. Marco knows us now. Fine. Marco's. Spring arrived. Trial prep continued. Ethan and I gave depositions, explaining the behavior pattern, Valentine's Day sabotages and growing need for control. Evelyn's lawyer tried to portray us as vindictive children who had betrayed their mother. It failed. Too much evidence, violations and years of documentation. Richard stopped calling and texting. We had crossed an invisible line and could not return. Ethan lamented. Didn't push. I held space, brought him tea, let him talk, and stayed quiet when he didn't. I miss the dad I thought I had, he said one night. I know, not the original, the one you wanted. I mourn the fantasy. Yes. He wiped his eyes. Marco's? 2 a.m. Fine. Tomorrow. Tomorrow's Marco. The trial began August 19th. Unseasonably hot. Courthouse was packed. Family drama always drew crowds. Claire flew from Portland. She looked tired but determined after losing weight. Ready? I asked. No, but I'm doing it anyway. Evelyn's lawyer used sympathy. Poor mother, abandoned by ungrateful children, mental health issues, just wanted to be close to her family. Made mistakes, but who doesn't? Claire's lawyer presented bank statements, iCloud access logs, text messages from a compromised account, a timeline of escalating behavior, expert testimony about narcissistic personality disorder, and financial abuse. Ethan testified about the Valentine's Day pattern, the 6 years of manufactured emergencies, and how exposure revealed manipulation wasn't love. I testified about the aftermath, emotional toll, therapy, and rebuilding. Ryan testified about stolen money, delayed home ownership dreams, and trust violations. Claire testified last, calm, measured, devastating. She didn't cry or yell, she just stated facts, dates, amounts, screenshots. The courtroom was silent after she finished. 4.5 hours of deliberation in a conference room, stale coffee and little talking. What was there to say? The bailiff entered. Jury's back. We entered, sat down, watched Evelyn, Richard, the lawyer, and the jury, tried to read faces, and gave up. Has the jury decided? Your Honor, we have. Addressing identity theft? How? Guilty. Unauthorized computer access charge? Guilty. On wire fraud charges? Guilty. For grand larceny? Guilty. Evelyn gasped or sobbed. Richard grabbed her hand. The lawyer slouched. On September 22nd, sentencing will occur. Court adjourns. In August heat we stood outside. Claire shook. Ryan held her. Ethan held me. We embraced. We did it, Claire whispered. You did it, Ethan said. We couldn't have done it without you. Richard walked by silently. Evelyn too. Her perfect composure broke, mascara running, face blotchy, mask gone. A small part of me felt sorry for her, remembering she was human, had made me birthday cakes and bought Christmas presents and probably loved us in her broken way. I mostly felt relief. It ended. All done. Sentencing day was a cool September morning with fall temperatures. She was the judge. Silver hair, sharp eyes. Mrs. Morrison, you've been found guilty on all counts. Before I pass sentence, do you have anything to say? Evelyn stood. Once Richard wasn't with her. He stayed home. Claire said they split. She didn't know or want details. Yes, Your Honor. Evelyn spoke steadily. No more tears. No show. I apologize. Not for being caught. Because I hurt my children. Both of them, for years. She looked at Claire, then Ethan. I told myself I was guarding you, keeping you close, and preventing abuse. I exploited your trust, love, and patience. She inhaled. My court-ordered therapist helped me see the pattern: narcissism, control, and inability to see you as separate people with your own lives. She regarded the judge. Not expecting forgiveness. I deserve less. I wanted you to hear me say it aloud with witnesses. I was completely wrong. And I apologize. No one spoke in court. None of us knew Evelyn like this. Accountability, not manipulation or deflection. Finally, the judge nodded. Thanks, Mrs. Morrison. You receive 30 months in minimum security and 4 years of supervised probation from this court. You will repay the victims in full plus 12% interest. Therapy will last your sentence and probation. Probation violations carry maximum sentences. Do you comprehend? Yes, Honor. Take Mrs. Morrison into custody, bailiff. We saw a bailiff, a door, and a life changed as they led her away without handcuffs. Outside, Claire cried relief. It's really over, she said. It's really over, Ryan said. 30 months, Ethan whispered. She'll probably be out in 20 months with good behavior. Probably. Claire wiped her eyes. But I don't have to see her. The restraining order stays through probation. What about Dad? Texted this morning. Says he understands our actions. Promises to respect boundaries. Do you trust him? She thought. Maybe people can change. Look at Mom. That apology seemed real. Seemed, I stressed. Yeah, seemed. She looked at us. Ryan and I are pregnant. Silence. What? Ethan spoke first. 14 weeks. We wanted to let people know after the trial. Claire. He hugged and lifted her. It's amazing. Put me down. I'm just celebrating. He lowered her. Does Richard know? Not yet. We're telling him next week. If he wants to be in the baby's life, he must commit to therapy, not just one session to check a box. Good boundary. Learning from the best, she smiled. You'll be an uncle. I'm going to be an uncle, Ethan repeated, testing and liking the words. Drive home, processed. Felt all the feelings. Pulled into our driveway after 4:15 p.m. Marco's? Ethan asked. I'm thinking that Thai place on Sterling, change of pace. Marco always chooses sacrifice after major life events. Marco's closes Mondays. Oh. He checked his phone. Right. Thai then. We ordered pad Thai and green curry, ate on the couch and watched mindless TV. We didn't talk about the trial or Evelyn, we just lived in our house, marriage and life we had fought so hard to protect. Ethan's phone buzzed at 11 p.m. with an SMS from Richard. Your mother asked me to tell you she meant the apology. She knows she has work to do. Hope you can talk someday. No pressure. Ethan showed me. What will you say? Nothing. He put his phone down. Perhaps in a year, 5 years, or never, but not today. Fair. That night we slept better than in months. Peace without waiting or vigilance. Life continued. Ethan moved up at work. I took night classes. We considered buying a house, having kids in a few years, and visiting Claire and Ryan in Portland. Evelyn wrote prison letters. Sometimes Ethan reads them. Put them in a box. Not ready to respond. He might never be. That was fine too. Richard began therapy. He sent monthly updates. He did not push for reconciliation. He just kept working and trying. That was something. Valentine's Day came around again in year 7. What would you like to do? I asked in January. Dinner? Real dinner. No drama. Are you sure? Positive. Marco's has a back room. I reserved it. Very fancy. We've earned fancy. February 13th has arrived. No phone calls, no emergencies, and no phony heart attacks. We got ready and drove to Marco's. The owner greeted us like royalty. Ah, the young couple. Your special night. Come, come. He led us into the back room. Candles, flowers, soft music. The works. This is beautiful, I said. Ethan took my hand and said, You deserve beautiful. After everything, you deserve beautiful. We ate, drank wine, and talked about nothing and everything, about our lives, our futures, and the boundaries that allowed love to exist rather than poison it. Ethan's phone remained silent while face up on the table. No calls, texts, or manufactured crises. We did it, he announced around 10 p.m. We actually did it. What did you do? We made it through Valentine's Day together, happy. No drama. Was there any doubt? Every year for 6 years, yes. I raised my glass. To year 7, and 8, and 40. To us, he corrected. And the family we're choosing to build. To us, I repeated. We clinked our glasses, the sound clear, bright, and full of promise. Outside, the February wind howled. Inside, we were warm, safe, and free. Marco brought dessert for the young couple who consistently returns and finds their way. He had no idea how correct he was in coming back, finding our way, and constructing something real from the ruins of something broken. We ate dessert slowly and made the most of the night because that was what we had fought for. Not perfection, not a drama-free existence, but the right to live our lives on our own terms, within our own boundaries, and with our own love. Ethan's phone vibrated once. Claire sent a text. Happy Valentine's Day. The baby kicks for the first time. I felt like saying hello to Uncle Ethan. He showed me. We both teared up. Text her back, I replied. He did. Hello baby Morrison Hughes. Uncle Ethan cannot wait to meet you. 3 dots appeared. Aunt 2, and I'm making you babysit. Deal, he typed. He put his phone away and grabbed my hand. Are you ready to go home? Ready. We paid Marco and walked to our car on a cold February night. We got in, started the engine, and sat for a minute. You know what is wild? Ethan said. What? 6 years ago, I believed that loyalty meant accepting everything. Never say no. Never set limits. Just enduring. And now? And now I understand that loyalty entails protecting what matters, even when it is difficult. Especially when it's difficult. Holding his hand. Took us a while to learn. Better late than never. We drove home down streets we'd driven 100 times before, past landmarks, memories, 6 years of manufactured emergencies and stolen Valentine's Days, and into something new, better, and ours. When we pulled into our driveway, every light was turned off. There are no emergencies or drama, just home. This is nice, Ethan commented. Boring, but nice. Boring's underrated. Boring's perfect. We went inside, changed, brushed our teeth, and settled into bed. His phone remained on the nightstand, silent, dark, and blessedly quiet. Love you, he said. I love you too. Even without the drama, particularly without the drama. He laughed, pulled me close, and we fell asleep tangled together, safe, sound, and free. Evelyn was finally released 20 months later. By then, Ethan and I had moved to a new house, neighborhood, and started over. She did not have our address. Richard did. He made the first call. Could I give her your number? She's asking. Not yet, Ethan replied. She is different. Very different. Good. Let her try it for a while first. 7 more months have passed. Claire had a baby girl named Grace. Ethan flew to Portland, met his niece, and returned glowing. Claire looks happy, he said. Very happy. Ryan's a natural father. Did she ask about Evelyn? No. I believe she has let go of everything, including her anger and hurt. Did you? He thought about it. Getting there. Another 7 months passed, marking 2 years since the sentencing. Evelyn sent a letter through her therapist rather than Richard with proper channels and permission. I understand you aren't ready to talk. That is okay. I wanted you to know that I'm working on myself, understanding what I did, and creating a life that isn't focused on controlling yours. My therapist says that healing is not a linear process. Some days I am furious with myself. Some days I just feel sad. But I am working. And if you're ever ready, I'll be here. Not pushing. Just arrived. Mom. Ethan read it 3 times before putting it in the box with the others. He did not respond. Not yet. Do you think you'll ever talk to her? So I asked. Maybe. Probably. Someday, he said, looking at me. But not because I have to. Because I chose to. That's a good reason. The only reason. 4 years after his sentence on a random Tuesday in October, Ethan called his mother. He didn't tell me he was doing this. He just picked up the phone during his lunch break and dialed. The conversation lasted for 9 minutes. When he arrived home that night, he was quiet, processing. How did it go? I finally asked. Weird. Good. Weird. She did not push, nor did she feel guilty. Just asked how I was. She told me about her job at a bookstore and her ongoing therapy. I didn't mention Richard or Claire unless I brought them up. Which you didn't. Which I didn't. How are you feeling? Uncertain, but fine. Maybe this is what progress looks like. Slow, careful, and boundaried. Are you going to call again? Perhaps in a few months. We'll see. And that was it. There will be no grand reunions or tearful forgiveness scenes. Just a small step towards something that may or may not resemble a relationship in the future. Regardless, it was fine. Claire and Ryan welcomed their second child, a boy named Miles, in the 7th year after their sentencing. Ethan was present for the birth. He hugged his nephew, cried, and called me at 3 a.m., unable to contain his happiness. He's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Send pictures. Sending now. Richard was also there, at the hospital, maintaining boundaries, respecting space, and making grandpa noises without overstepping. Progress is slow but real. Evelyn was not invited. She did not ask to be. She sent a card and a savings bond via Richard. With love, Grandma. Claire looked at it for a long time before putting it in a drawer. Maybe someday I will tell him about her. Not today. Not today. Fair enough? Valentine's Day came and went in year 11. We were at Marco's as always. The owner was older now, with gray hair, slower movements, and the same smile. Ah, the young couple. Not so young anymore. Thanks, Marco, I replied, dryly but still in love. This is good. This is what matters. We sat in our usual spot and ordered our usual meals. Ethan's phone sat face up and silent, as it always did. 11 years, he answered. 11 Valentine's Days, 7 good ones, better than 4 terrible ones. He raised his glass. To Marco, and boundaries, and boring evenings. To boring evenings, I repeated. We ate, talked, and then went home. No drama, no emergencies, and no last-minute disasters. All we needed was each other to create the life we desired, fought for, and deserved. 16 years later, Ethan and I were packing the car for our annual trip to Portland to see Claire, Ryan, and their children. Grace was 8 years old now. Miles was 6. Both perfect and wild. My telephone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't respond. Hello. Hi. This is Evelyn, your mother-in-law. Former mother-in-law. I am not sure what. Evelyn. Hi. Pause. I got your number from Richard. I know I shouldn't call without permission, but I wanted. She cleared her throat. To ask you something, and I'll respect whatever response you give. Okay. Grace's birthday is next month. Claire sent me an invitation through Richard saying I could come if I wanted, if I was up to it. Her voice was different, older and softer. I was wondering if you would be comfortable with that. You and Ethan. I will not come if it makes things difficult. I looked at Ethan as he loaded suitcases. Let me call you back. Give me 1 hour. Of course. Thank you for considering it. Hanging up, I told Ethan. He sat down on the porch stairs. Claire invited her, apparently without informing us. Most likely she wanted to wait until we arrived. What do you think? I don't think it's my call. It is yours and Claire's. He remained quiet for a long time. Call her back. Tell her yes. However, there are certain ground rules. No gifts over $20. No unsupervised time with the children. There will be no discussion of the past unless specifically invited. One wrong move and she's gone. Are you sure? No. But life is too short to hold grudges indefinitely. That does not mean I trust her. This does not imply that we are reunited as family. Just means I'm curious to see if she's actually changed. I called Evelyn back and explained the rules. She quickly agreed, thanked me, and hung up before I could say anything else. That was weird, I told Ethan. Everything about our family is weird. Fair point. Grace's birthday party was chaotic with 8-year-olds Sugar and a bounce house. Claire appeared tired but happy. Ryan was using the grill. Richard was playing with Miles. Everything is normal. Evelyn arrived with shorter hair and simpler clothes, carrying a small wrapped box. She stood in the driveway, as if she wasn't sure she was allowed to enter. Claire noticed her and approached. They spoke quietly. Claire hugged her briefly and carefully. Evelyn cried. Silent tears. Not performed. Real. She stayed exactly 2 hours. She spoke with Grace briefly. I handed her the present, a book priced at $15 based on the price sticker she had left on, most likely on purpose to demonstrate that she had followed the rules. She spoke to Ethan for 10 minutes, me for 5, and Richard for 20. She left Claire before the cake was served. How was that? Ryan asked, wrapping his arm around his wife. Surreal but fine. She obeyed. Will she attend Miles's party? We'll see. Take one step at a time. Claire and I talked on the porch that night after the kids went to bed and the adults had wine. I never thought I'd invite her, she said. A year ago, I would have said no way. Definitely not. What changed? Grace asked about her. The whole family is in an old photo. Claire sipped her wine when asked why Grandma Evelyn was missing from recent photos. I tried to explain in kid-friendly terms, but Grace kept asking and wanting to know, and I realized I was making her pay for Evelyn's crimes. Not seeing her grandmother because of events that occurred before she was born. That's generous. It's exhausting, she said. But it's the right level of exhaustion. The kind that comes from trying and giving people, including those who have hurt you, a chance to do better. Do you think she has? I think she's trying. That's all you can ask for. In quiet, we listened to Portland, city, and everyday sounds. Ethan told me something yesterday, I say. He said grudges are heavy and he's tired of carrying them. Smart man, your husband. He has his moments. Ryan and I are thinking about having a third. Really? Really. We think we can handle 3 kids if we can handle blended family drama. That logic seems flawed. Probably. We're doing it though. Claire and I laughed as we sat there, 2 women who had overcome family dysfunction to create something better. Not perfect, but better. That was enough. Final scene. 16 years after the first Valentine's Day disaster, Ethan and I were at Marco's. Where else could we be? Marco retired, but he still stopped by for Valentine's Day. Tradition. Ah, the young couple. Now old like me. He laughed at his joke. Still making that joke, I said. Winked. Still funny. Your table is ready. The corner, as usual. We ordered with Ethan's phone face up and silent on the table for years. No calls, texts or emergencies. Just us. 16 years of Valentine's dinners, choosing each other, and limits that made love possible. Remember year 2? Ethan asked. The mechanic shop. It's hard to forget. I was so upset with you for being suspicious. And I was right. You were. My hand was taken. Thank you. For what? For not leaving when it would have been easier. When most people would have. You're worth it. We're worth it, he said. We built this. Marco's son brought fresh bruschetta, which his father made. Ethan raised the glass. To boundaries and boring Valentine's days. It was 2 boring Valentine's days, agree. May we have 40 more? 40 more, he said. All was well as we clinked glasses, ate, chatted, laughed and planned for tomorrow, next week, and next year. Ethan's phone was silent. We build our lives one boring, beautiful Valentine's Day at a time. That was enough. Everything.